Have you ever been around someone who seems friendly, says all the right things, but something inside you feels off? Have you ever felt that subtle tension, a strange discomfort you couldn't explain? An instinct whispering something's not right behind that smile. Carl Jung, one of the greatest explorers of a human mind, spoke of a powerful concept, the shadow. The shadow is the hidden part of ourselves, the emotions we suppress, the urges we deny that eventually leak out into the world in disguised forms. When someone feels envy, resentment, or hatred, they often don't express it openly, but it's there. And if you pay attention, you'll see it. Because even if they try to hide it, the signs are always there. So, in this video, I'll reveal 8 unmistakable signs that someone close to you secretly harbors hostility, even if they act like your friend. Be careful, because sign number 8 is the most dangerous of all, and it might change the way you see some people in your life forever. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the Carl Jung Whispered channel so you never miss videos on personal and spiritual growth. Let's begin. Sign 1, contempt, disguised as irony. Hidden hostility doesn't always show itself openly. Some people express it through sarcastic jokes, subtle jabs, or biting irony. They make fun of things they know are sensitive to you, your appearance, your past, your dreams, and when you react. Come on, I was just joking. Don't be so sensitive. Can't you take a joke? This behavior is dangerous because it leaves you feeling hurt and confused while they maintain the appearance of innocence. But repeated sarcasm about specific topics is rarely just humor. It's usually a sign of hidden contempt. Carl Jung said that when people repress part of themselves, that part often gets projected onto others. So when someone keeps using jokes to attack certain aspects of your personality, they're revealing a part of themselves they can't accept. Sign 2, subtle sabotage. If someone close to you feels threatened by your growth, they might start to sabotage you, but in quiet, indirect ways. Not openly, not obviously, but subtly. It can show up as bad advice, accidental forgetfulness, or important details they conveniently leave out. A friend who forgets to tell you about a meeting, a colleague who gives you wrong information just before a deadline, someone who always seems to complicate things at critical moments. If these mistakes happen once, fine. But if they happen again and again, always at the worst times, it's no longer just forgetfulness. It's hidden sabotage. Jung explained that people who lack the courage to face their own failures often project frustration onto others and sabotage them, even unconsciously, to avoid feeling inferior. Sign 3, silent competition. Some people can't stand to see you succeed unless they're succeeding more. Every time you share good news, they feel the need to one-up you or shift the focus onto themselves. You say, I finally got promoted. They say, yeah, I did that years ago. You talk about your new idea. They suddenly have something bigger or better. This kind of competition isn't playful. It's subtle. And over time, it chips away at your confidence. Carl Jung believed that projection often happens when someone sees in others what they can't develop in themselves. When they feel inferior, they try to shrink you down so they don't have to face their own insecurity. If every conversation turns into a comparison, you're not in a friendship, you're in a quiet war. Sign 4, superficial support. People who secretly resent you often pretend to support you, but only on the surface. They say nice things, but there's no warmth. They tell you, I'm happy for you, but their energy is flat, and when you actually need them, they're never available. They always have an excuse. This becomes especially clear during key moments in your life when you expect true support but receive silence or coldness. Jung spoke of ego dissociation, a mechanism that disconnects people from their own emotions. It makes them emotionally distant and unable to genuinely support those around them. You feel it as coldness, indifference, emotional absence, and over time you start wondering, why do I always feel alone around this person? Sign 5, control, disguised as concern. Some people try to control your life, but pretend they're just looking out for you. They constantly tell you what to do. They criticize your decisions. They plant doubts in your mind about your goals. And all of it is covered with, I just care about you. I don't want you to get hurt. But here's the truth. It's not about your well-being. It's about their fear of losing control. Carl Jung said that people who can't manage their own inner chaos often try to control others, so they don't have to face their own instability. Real care makes you feel supported. This kind of care makes you feel smaller, weaker, and dependent. Sign 6, gossip and distortion. People who secretly hate you rarely confront you directly. Instead, they speak about you to others. They criticize you behind your back. They exaggerate your flaws. They spread rumors, often just subtle enough to damage your reputation without ever being caught. You'll notice this when people start acting cold toward you without any clear reason. If your friends or coworkers suddenly grow distant, look closer. Someone may be feeding them a false version of who you are. Jung believed that when people feel insecure or ashamed, they try to project that shame onto others by tearing them down in secret. When someone talks badly about you, they reveal more about their own wounds than they do about you. Sign 7, no joy in your joy. Real friends celebrate your wins. They feel joy when you succeed. But someone who secretly resents you, they struggle to even pretend. You tell them about your achievement and they say, oh, that's cool. I did something like that last year. They either downplay your success or immediately change the topic. Carl Jung explained that people who can't feel joy for others are often fighting an internal war where your success reminds them of their failure. So instead of clapping for you, they minimize your victory. If someone always reacts coldly when you shine, it's not a coincidence, it's a symptom. Sign 8, nonverbal betrayal. This is the most subtle and the most dangerous sign because it's not in their words, it's in their energy. A glance that avoids yours when you speak, a smile that feels forced, a silence that a little too heavy when you talk about your success. Their body stiffens, their voice changes, their tone flattens. Carl Jung said that even when someone hides their emotions, the body never lies. The unconscious always leaks through. You may not be able to prove it, but you feel it in your gut, in the air around them. Your intuition picks it up long before your logic catches on. Not all enemies come with knives in their hands. Some come with smiles on their faces. Carl Jung didn't teach us to fear people. He taught us to see them clearly, to recognize the hidden parts of the human psyche so we could protect ourselves. So listen to that quiet voice. Inside, it knows, and the more you trust it, the less power their mask will have. If it stirred something deep within you, then you're already on the path. Subscribe to Carl Jung Whispered, where inner transformation begins and never ends. Until next time, stay conscious, stay alert, and never ignore what your soul is trying to tell